this past Wednesday, we ended another session of our wonderful Wednesday programming, which meant the conclusion of another group study of the lectionary scriptures for a set of weeks. Now, I occasionally preach from some of these lectionary texts, but sometimes I've got something else planned and we go another route. However, one of our texts from this week has really stuck with me, and I wanted to take just a few minutes to walk with you through this text. Now, the scripture of interest is John chapter 15, verses 1 through 8, and is better known as the vine and the branches. This is one of the texts that guides our Wesleyan Covenant Renewal service at the beginning of every new year, so it's familiar to most of us. These words of Jesus occur in what is known as his farewell discourse, which happens during the Last Supper and right before his arrest and trial and crucifixion. For Jesus' disciples, and most likely the author of John's original audience, these words would have painted a familiar picture that would have reminded them of a prophecy in the book of Isaiah, Isaiah chapter 5, which is a prophetic judgment against a vineyard. The vineyard symbolizing God's people and the gift of salvation. Now, this vineyard should produce fruit, but instead it's only producing violence and oppression. Jesus places himself at the center of the prophet as he declares himself the true vine and allows the vineyard to be redeemed in direct contrast to what's going on in Isaiah 5. Now, as the text unfolds, I can't help but think about the image of vines and the different kinds of vines that exist. Now, vines are one of those things that can be beautiful, fruitful, life-giving plants. Think grapevines or melon vines. Or a vine can be something that is wild and constricting and just life-sucking. It can be just a wild weed. Think kudzu or ivy or jungle vines. Jesus says he is the true, authentic vine. And we presume that this is the beautiful, fruitful, life-giving type of vine. But implicit in this statement is that there are also other vines in our lives to which we can attach ourselves, and those vines are ones that don't produce good fruit. So I've got to ask myself, as a branch, to which type of vine am I attaching myself, or to use Jesus' language, as a branch, in which type of vine do I abide? Do we abide in Jesus and allow God to tend to us, even in moments of pruning that might hurt in the short term, but will bear even more and better fruit in the future? Or are we just growing wildly by doing what we want, when we want, how we want? The fruit that abiding in Jesus produces is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. But the fruit from growing wild is a lack of all those things, a lack of self-control, the presence of anger, jealousy, envy, pride, and so many other things. But keep in mind that our call in this text is to bear fruit, not just grow big. And by bearing fruit, others will see something unique in us and know that we are followers of Christ. So my hope for us is that we abide in the true vine, bear good fruit instead of just growing wild. But I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone's staying healthy and safe. But as always, if there is anything that you need, please don't hesitate to let us know. I look forward to seeing you all in worship, either on site or online, Sunday, beginning at 8:30. Have a great rest of the day, and God bless.